let's make a breakfast burrito. Okay guys, so to start, I'm going to put in 3 sausage patties into my pan, turn my stove on medium heat, and brown my sausage. And the only reason that I'm using these pre-made patties is just because that's what I had, and you can cook them frozen and they'll still be fine. So if you're going to do this with a roll of sausage, just add about half the roll and it'll make the same thing, or about 3/4 to half of a roll and it'll make the same thing. This breakfast burrito platter is going to feed 2 people, make 2 burritos. So I'll see y'all when my sausage is browned. So while my sausage is starting to brown and cook on one side, I'm going to chop up my vegetables of choice. I'm choosing some mushrooms, and I want it diced this morning. So I'm going to dice up 2 large mushrooms right here. It's kind of hard to do with the tripod in the way, but so I'm dicing 2 large mushrooms, and then I'm going to cut up my green onions, and that's going to be the vegetables that I'm choosing to put in these burritos. But if you don't want to use that, you can use any type of vegetables that you want, or you don't even have to put vegetables, that's just optional. So when my sausage starts to sizzle, I'll dump in my mushrooms, and then I'll break my sausage up. I like to use this wooden spoon. I'll just crumble the sausage like this, and just get all the mushrooms and stuff combined. Just like this, and just let it all brown in that sausage grease. And I'm going to add in my green onions right now. I'm not going to show the chopping because it's kind of hard to chop with the tripod in the way, like I said, but I'll see y'all when I'm dumping in my onions. Alright y'all, just going to quickly look. I just dropped in my onions. So I'm just going to give it a quick little mix. I'm just kind of sauteing everything now. It's the fancy term for it. All the meat and the vegetables right there. Looks good. So I'm going to sear this a little bit more, saute it, cook it, whatever you want to call it, and then I'll see y'all when I'm dumping in my beaten eggs. So as this is starting to cook, I'm going to add a little bit of everything bagel seasoning. Not very much, just a little tiny bit. And then I'm going to add some black pepper, but I've got to go get it, some fresh. Now I'm going to put some fresh black pepper in there. Not too awful much. And then I'm going to mix it around some more until it's time to add the eggs. Okay guys, so right here I've got about 6 beaten eggs. I'm going to pour them in. Just like that. And then I'm going to add some sharp cheddar cheese to it. About a handful of sharp cheddar cheese, grated, maybe a little bit more. There we go, and I'm going to mix this around. Just like this, and I'll see y'all in just a second. Just a little tip for a breakfast burrito, you really don't want to overcook the eggs. You want to just kind of get them to where they're done, but not hard, to where they're not all just, I don't know. you don't want to overcook them. This right here is about the consistency I'm looking for. They're still kind of gooey, and they're not really hard. So I'm going to transfer this into a plate, and then we'll toast our tortillas. Okay guys, you ain't got to bother with washing your pan out because you're just going to be toasting a tortilla. It's not going to hurt it. I'm going to add in a half a tablespoon of butter and let it brown. Get it everywhere. Once the butter's browned and melted, we're going to take our first tortilla. I'm using a wheat tortilla. We're going to lay it down right there and sort of press it to where it absorbs all that butter. It's going to make it a little bit crispy. Just shake it a little bit. So once it got to where it got air bubbles, I flipped it to the other side. Pop the air bubbles. And once it's nice and foamy and got all that nice butter on it, I'm going to take it and put it back on my plate. And then do the same thing to the other tortilla. Just lay it down right in the butter. So I've got my toasted tortilla, a piece of Marble Jack cheese, and then I'm going to take the eggs and the mushrooms and the onion. Just lay it right here, and then I'm going to fold it up. There we go, guys. There is our breakfast burrito. So,